Number 3, it ends with you. So we had number 2, it starts with you. The last lesson number 3 is it ends with you. It's never a client problem, it's a you problem. And this is I think this is a great life lesson to take away, that it's like this kind of has to do with a little bit of like responsibility and taking ownership of things. I think of it more in like go a little bit deeper, a little bit more of a basic core concept of the kind of, what is it, the lotus of control. Like, how much control does the world control you in your life, or how much control do you have over your inner world? When I say it's never a client problem, it's a you problem. If you feel like the client is mistreating you, or you feel like, I even have this slide here where they're not paying you enough, you're not feeling valued, it's okay. Maybe the client's a dick. Maybe they are just they don't treat the help or treat workers properly. Maybe they're insecure and they're kind of projecting that insecurity on you and being a pain in the ass. Okay, but you can't control that. So, what can you control in this situation with your client and with who you work with on a daily basis? It's what you can control. So when I say it's never a client problem, I want to put all or as much responsibility on you to control the interactions that you have with your client, the situations that you find yourself in with your clients. If you feel that the people you work with don't value you, what have you done to not demonstrate that value, or what have you done or failed to articulate in terms of your value, how much you charge, what you're worth, how you price yourself? If you feel like they're not paying you enough, what did you do wrong, or what can you think back as to, like, I failed to do this? Can't control the client and like yell at them and control them and say, like, you have to pay me more and you need to value more. That is, you can't force people to feel a feeling or like do something. You have to. So what can I control in my world? How can I better articulate who I am? How can I better articulate my value? How do I find better clients who actually value? Maybe it's where I'm looking in the wrong place. Maybe I'm inviting the wrong clients, or the marketing that I'm putting out is attracting the wrong types of clients and therefore putting me in these awkward or odd situations, or I haven't priced myself properly, or don't show enough confidence, or don't have enough belief in myself. So that's where it kind of like, these are the things that you can control and that you have control over. And that's where I would want to focus on. I wouldn't want to focus on like, well, the client sucks, or they don't know, or they just, they're being dumb, or they don't have a budget, they suck. It's like, okay, but you're working with them, or you have to live, sleep in the bed that you've made, and take some responsibility. I'm not saying like control everything in your life, but you cannot look at the world in the world that you live in and say like, I don't have control over this, and who am I to, I feel like I'm being beaten up around all the time by my clients, or I don't get enough respect around here. It's like, okay, well, it starts with you. What can you do to start building that respect, or start articulating that value to the people that you want to show value to your clients, to your employer, whatever. Let's do the bonus lesson. This is bonus lesson, life lesson number 4. And I reached out to a good friend of mine, Chris G. I said, hey man, I'm doing this live stream tonight, and maybe this is another life lesson. Don't feel like you always have to have the answers. If you want to reach out to someone and find the answers, like that's the magical ability of having a nice network, having friends. Chris's lesson was, if I distill it down, it was follow through. So, and here's Chris. Go check out Chris. He's on. He told me to plug his LinkedIn, so you can go to just basically go to LinkedIn, go to the search bar, and type in Chris G Presents and find this handsome little man. It's his quote that he gave me was, your daily actions should make the outcome of success seem obvious. And when he told me that, I understood it. But at the same time, I was like, dude, you got to give me a little bit more than this, because I need to teach this online. I need to teach this to people, on the live stream. Give me a little bit more when you say your daily action should make the outcome of success seem obvious. And what he meant by that, and he kind of expanded more, and he gave me a great answer. It starts with belief. Like we said in lesson 2, it starts with belief starts with like you have the ability to do something, but there has to be follow through. There has to be some type of action that goes with the things that you are projecting in your mind and auto suggesting that you can do and what you can do. There has to be a follow through. There has to be some kind of lesson. Like his core complaint was like too many people are posting these kind of inspirational quotes and like getting really hyped up and like really, we talked about this a couple last week. In the create 6 pillars of running a successful business. That motivation is part of running your business, but it's very temporary. And to like just get jacked up on motivation and kind of get addicted to motivation, there's nothing behind it. Like there's no next step. So when he, and he gave me the kind of like, you have to visualize and then you have to act. And he gave me the example of, he was telling me about Russell Wilson, the quarterback. I think he's on the Seahawks. Yeah, Seattle Seahawks. And he talked about, working with a sports psychologist and visualizing him playing a great game on the field and then actually follow through and having a great game on the field. And I thought that was great. You have to follow through. You can watch the videos, you can learn the tutorials, you can follow the lessons, take notes, highlight in your book and put the little sticky notes everywhere like I do, but you have to actually then apply the stuff. It doesn't matter. I've read tons of books and some of the stuff is in there is just still in the book. It manifests itself into the world through my actions. So you have to follow through, visualize what you want to do. And I think this is what he meant by, so this kind of makes more sense when he says like your daily actions should make the outcome of success seem obvious. Like when you see someone who has a 6-pack or they're really jacked and ripped, and they tell you that they work out every day, it's like, well, yeah, that's obvious. So when you see someone running a successful business, it's, you don't attribute it to luck, you attribute it to hard work. Follow your motivation, put out motivational things, but then follow through and actually act upon those motivational things that you're trying to push for and the beliefs that you have instilled in yourself and that you're trying to instill in others.